Welcome to Cold Ones, where the drinks are cold
and the conversation's colder.
Today, our guest is the one and only Shackleton.
And his friend, Sailor.
I'll have you know, my name is
Nice to know,
Hubert
Sailor.
T. Hudson.
Today, we're going to be going over the book Endurance by Alfred Langsing. Not the boys in the boat, but the men in the ships.
Indeed.
Now, this book is, for the most part, about an Antarctic voyage gone extremely wrong when their boat cracks across a iceberg in the Antarctic, and just their general journeys back to inhabited land. So, Shackleton, I hear that
Yes?
you were the captain of the voyage.
That's true.
What stood out to you most during your time on the Antarctic shelf?
Well, what stood out to me most about our voyage was the overall theme of endurance and perseverance. It amazed me the way that the human spirit was really able to persevere through thick and thin. My crew experienced some of the harshest conditions any human has ever had to go through, and we all came out alive and much stronger because of it.
That's pretty amazing. Hubert, do you have any examples of this?
Well, I think our survival is mainly due to Shackleton's genius in ensuring that all of us were mentally healthy before, during, and after, well, I don't know about after, the voyage. Before the voyage, he handpicked his crew based on their personalities and their positivity. And then during the actual voyage, he made sure that he paired like personalities. He paired friends to bunk together and to work together to avoid quarrels and to enhance unity. I think it was super important for us. I got to bunk with my bud, and it was great. And I think that it was really valuable when we were trying to get everything off the ship, when we realized we had to abandon the ship, and we had to work together really in a short amount of time to get all of our materials off, make sure everything we needed was off, to be able to build a habitable little settlement for quite a while on this floating piece of ice. We had to get wood, supplies, and we even adapted to our environment by eating the things around us. Like, here's me holding some penguins. They didn't make it.
Yeah.
I made it, they didn't.
And you noticed they actually included photos from the real event taken by their ship photographer, just showing the excellent research that went through to bring this book to you, the consumer. What stood out to me most was the focus on the journey. This isn't a book about the social impact of Antarctic exploration or the politics surrounding it, but the entire focus is on these men and what they did to survive. In the book, it's not filled with flashbacks or flash forwards about all this backstory or impact, but it starts and ends with the journey. And I find that very interesting, in that the focus is on the book, is on the journey. It's a book about men and their experience with some of the most unimaginable hardships. And so when the journey ends and they're back safe, that's when the book ends. It doesn't go further or any of that, because the focus it's on what happened and how the men got through this incredible experience.
Absolutely. And if I could add on to this, one thing about this book that kind of stood out to me is, in a way, it reminded me of Laura Hildebrand's books, Unbroken and Seabiscuit, which are both historical novels, but they're presented in a way where it doesn't feel like you're reading a history book. It's much more of a story, while at the same time having all these accurate facts, and so it holds that accuracy to it while delivering a story that you find fascinating, and it really enhances the reading experience in a way. And it makes this journey of these men who traveled on this ship through a field of ice with boulders of just solid chunks of ice, the size of houses, and cracks that would open up and cause them to have to evacuate their camp for fear that they would be swallowed by the ice. It's really amazing that to just hear the account of this story and have it documented so well in this book.
It is like reliving our experiences to read this book. It was incredible what we saw out there.
Now,
fascinating.
Shackleton, do you have any closing statements before we end this?
Yeah, I would say if you have the opportunity to purchase Endurance, I would definitely recommend it to get to relive our incredible experience. I think what's great about Endurance is that it has something for everyone. It doesn't fall into the pitfalls of a lot of other historical novels where they focus so much on the time period and the events surrounding it that they really forget that there are real humans involved in the story. And that's really the theme, like just the focus at the core of Endurance. It's a human story about real humans going through just real human struggles and eventually overcoming it. It's about the endurance of the human spirit through the harshest of conditions, and it's something that can apply to anyone, anywhere, not just a bunch of people stranded in the middle of the Antarctic. So even if you weren't an expert in 20th century Antarctic expeditions, this book still has something for you, so I highly recommend you pick it out. Plus, I'm in it, so...
Thank you so much, you two, for joining us. Remember that this is Endurance, Shackleton's Incredible Voyage by Alfred Langsing. Pick it up wherever you find your books.
And now time for our sponsor. NordVPN provides VPNs.
Dollar Shave Club.
Yep.
We'd like to thank our Patreons. Chris Sherry, Jonathan Jang,
Jack Seeley.
Jack Giddings,
Jack.
and our top sponsor, Jack Black. Thanks to people like you, we can have a job and provide these great podcasts. So, from
Amen.
us to you, have a cold afternoon. Alright. I think that's the one. We can probably cut to the.
You
front.
Ryan!
We're not doing a whoa. We're not doing a whoa.
We all hit the whoa but you.
We're not doing a whoa.
It's too late. It's